All right, guys, I am back, and I think I might actually get this week's videos recorded in like the whole weekend here. So yeah, so we have, so I hope you guys are all doing well. And I'm just gonna jump in because we have all these scraps, and while some of them are probably smaller than we'll use in this turn, they'll be big enough somewhere else. So so kind of what I'm gonna do is I've been working. These are just going to be little tiny pieces of ephemera, okay? So yeah, so welcome. I'm glad you're back. Sorry, I had to decide what glue was going on here. So yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. I got 3 videos recorded yesterday, and this is my first one of the morning, and it's like after 11, but I did a lot of pre-work first. So I might even get the following week's videos done as well. I don't know. That is just gonna have to be waited and seen if it happens. So if I've loaded these all correctly, you should be seeing this on Thursday. So happy Thursday. I hope you guys are all excited for the weekend because it would be nearing close. So yeah, I'm just, like I said, I'm just making little tiny things to use up these beautiful pieces of ephemera in the kit. So yeah, they're not going to be like probably anything you haven't already seen before. Oh yeah, so yeah, I'm kind of just making stuff to make stuff, I guess. This one's going to be a little tiny pocket with a little tag inside. So we'll just end up putting it in like a pocket, and then it'll, you know, it's just kind of just added cuteness, I guess. And the tag I'm going to put in isn't going to be like crazy. It'll just be something small. I was just looking over here. I need to probably, that's too big, I think. Yeah, too big. Just barely. I'm running out of like little tiny tags. I think I probably ought to go online and see if I can find some pre-made ones, because I had some a couple of years ago. I might have just used the last ones over Christmas, I think. But yeah. So, okay, so this is where I'm going to look at my scrap pile and see what we see as far as scraps. See if there's something tiny I can fold up and stick in there. Here's a bunch of like side straps, so let's do that and get my little cutter out here. And that is about 2 inches wide, so I'm going to go down just a little bit. Probably 1 3/4. That might still be a little too big. Yep. So go down just a little bit more. We'll just keep kind of whittling away till we get one that fits real well. And I think I'll just cut off like 1/4 of an inch there. It is that, so let's do that. And then we'll throw some ink around it all. Yep, there we go. Okay. Never underestimate the power of scraps, right? Oh, look at that. We're bubbling up. Oh, let me throw a little bit of, I usually, on this color, I usually put on walnut stain because it actually shows up. Okay, so there's that little one. That'll slip, kind of what I'm thinking is like this little one will slip kind of in here, kind of like that, in one of the pockets, right? Just something little. Okay, we have this little guy, and I think we're gonna do virtually the same thing using this one because it's about wide enough. Might be just a tiny bit small, if you will, but only this time we're not gonna make it into a pocket. We'll just make it like a, kind of like a card, I guess. Fold it over. Just get as much as we can of these used up, and then I think in the next video I will probably go ahead and start the gluing in process, and that usually gives me a good idea of what we need for more ephemera as well. So this one, though, it doesn't have a lot of pockets. They're also big pockets, and this kit is ginormous. I re-inked it, and normally I'll let it sit for 24 hours before. And I don't re-ink the way they say to, because I've never found for me that it works that way. So it does look a little odd for about 24 hours. So I'll just catch the edges. I don't know. And I found the older the ink pad is, the less it seems to actually keep the ink in there, because I'll probably end up having to actually, I should just keep it out, huh? Because we're messing with that a whole lot. Okay, so again, just another little piece here. And again, we'll put it in a little pocket like here, right? So kind of, yeah, you get the drift. All right, so then again, we're just gonna do a couple of those with these snapshot pieces, but I'm gonna make them a little bit different with each one we use. Like this one here, we're gonna use this one, and then of course I'll have to cut it down. So let's see, a little over 2. I had to remember exactly where I put my cutter. That off for a minute. So a little over 2. So I'm gonna go, let's try like, is 2.5 gonna be too small though? It just might be. Yeah, then you're not really getting, so I'm gonna do like 2, in between 2.5 and 2 3/4. Okay, and while I'm at it, I'm going to take little miss here, and that actually ends up being perfect. Okay, so while we have all of these just handy, get them glued on so that this, I'm just about out. I got another new one, but can't start a new one until your old one's gone, right? I mean, that's what I tell myself, but then I save what's left in there for like journal covers and stuff where it can really just be used up that way. Okay, there's that one. Dreaded bubbles. Now we'll just work on these two. If it ever helps to just do that to get it to kind of go down. All right, so she's a little drier. Let's bend her. I end up bending it, I think, back the other direction here in a minute, but I think probably be easier if I used my I guess that won't actually matter. This one, however, would. Okay, I'm gonna end up putting that one back in this way. Okay, and I'll have to ink that. And actually, I just got to thinking, I'm gonna give me just a second. You know how when your brain just really starts clipping along? There it is. I was like, I know I have quite a bit of little Tim Holtz things that I always forget to use. Gosh darn you, chair. So I'll have to remove that obviously to ink it, but I always forget I can use those. So again, that'll just go in the pocket. Oh, I gotta go get my clothes out of the dryer so Gracie can get her stuff in the dryer. I was gonna end up going to the grocery store today, but because I was gonna go yesterday, but then we didn't end up leaving quite early enough to get it done. So we did get her over to Kohl's though. So she enjoyed that quite a bit. Yeah. All right. I like that. I do. Oh, that one will have to go folded back in on itself, but we're going to ink first. Yeah, I don't know, vintage photos just almost too light to show up on this type of card. So then we went to church, which was good. They're still doing that hard topics week, and so this was the week of where they were doing the sexual immorality, like what it means. If you're a Christian, this is what it means. I will say though, I'm ratherly impressed with this particular church here, because they don't judge. They just say this is what the Bible says, and you can make up your own mind type of thing. I like that. I like when they give you the information but don't try to force it on you, right? Because there's nothing I dislike more than judgmental people, right? So yeah, that was good. Okay, so there's another little piece done. Sometimes I find that it's not always about fanciness. It's about, like, you can make fancy stuff for your journals. Like, don't get me wrong. Sometimes it's not about that, right? It's, at some point, we also want everything functional, right? And that's really the last year or two, I really focused on functionality. Like, how can, like, it instead of just making it overly pretty, I want the journals that I make or donate or give away to also be functional. I think sometimes if we overdress them, then they're not always functional, you know? My opinion, again, take it with a grain of salt, and you do you, you know? If you love those really super decorated ones, then absolutely, that's what you should do, right? This all just comes from a place of, I'm actually starting to use my journals, and so I think that actually has helped me in understanding the functionalities of the journals, you know? Like, because we can make some really bold, beautiful stuff, right? But if you can't use it, you know? Let's do that, because here's what I'm thinking, maybe. Oh, I don't have enough long tags, or long pieces. I do actually have these, though. Sometimes simple is better, right? Like, we're gonna decorate a couple of fancy ones, right? So there, no worries. But as far as being able to write on stuff, right? Because I guess the journals that I've spent a ton of money on, there's one that was just like pretty, and that's the one that goes on the coffee table, right? And then the other ones that I invest in, I really want to be able to use what I bought. And so for me, that's been kind of like an important part of my journal crafting that's what I'm looking for, kids. That's been really important to me when I'm, as a journal creator. I want you to be able to use any journal that I sell, right? Like, hence the other reason why I've really been making a ton of journal, like writing boards too, right? Like, if you can't use what you bought, it just becomes a fancy piece you set on the coffee table, which for some people, that's exactly what they're looking for. But I would like ones, and I do still make those kind on occasion, you know, where, you know, you could write in it, but you're gonna need patience, and you're gonna need a writing board. So I think we'll probably make 1 or 2 more using up some of this other stuff, like the simple pocket filler ones, and then we'll move on and make a couple of these other tags that are just a tiny bit fancier. Like I know I'm going to use the rose that I have left on that card that has the lace on it. And we are going to put the glossy accents on it, so you won't actually get to see the actual finished product. Let's see, I want to use this one or this one. Oh, these two. So let's just make a couple of these. Maybe we'll just go ahead, if they're wide enough, we'll just kind of keep using these things up. You know, from here, even if you're making them simple, we could totally add like gold trim around this particular one. But I also find in journals, you always have small areas you're always going to need something more in, right? A little glue happy today too. And then maybe, oh, look at that. Isn't that lovely? Glue just cracks me up. And we're gonna maybe change it up a little bit. Use the paper punch, or the corner rounder. And then maybe we just do a simple card with this one. So we already have quite a few of these going on. Maybe we just take this and then we'll just cut it down. Yeah, we'll just cut a little bit off that edge. And then we're that much further ahead, right? As far as using up our scraps. Maybe. At this point, I could probably trade back and do the art glitter glue, but right. Okay, so if I go too much further, that's what's going on this one. So bear with me while we get this one started. Okay, this one I was thinking about that one. We have a little bit taller other girl. I don't really think that we do. Well, this one. Which one do we like more? Oh, this one, because this one doesn't fit as well. So. And these ones going on the lace, I am doing it just a tiny bit thicker than I probably normally would. Mostly because it has to go through the layer of lace onto the thing of plaid. So to get a really good, that's the word I'm looking for, not seal, but good stick, I guess. I did not ink the back there, which we'll do now. So that when I put the glossy accents on all of this, we will not have to go back and do anything else on the bottom. Okay. So I know you guys have seen a lot of the glossy accents, but that's kind of part and parcel with this particular journal. I don't always use it. I've been using it a lot more, I think, since Christmas. It lends well to this style of journal too. That's the washer. So here in just a few minutes, when I get done with this video, I gotta remember to go take my stuff out of the dryer. And I do think I'm going to go ahead and put this on the lady as well. And of course, you guys won't be able to see how that one actually turns out until like another video or two down the road. There we go. All right, I'm going to wipe that off that tip. We'll set these on my little sheets. I have a sheet that I put these on, and then right after the video, then it's the one that I usually do my painting on as well. So carefully move those over. And then I set them over on the other countertop so that you don't get anything like hair or dust or really anything like that in there. Okay, and I think we got probably one more tag, and I was gonna stick some of these to easy mode. Some of these bigger ones will probably be the ones that we do more fancier stuff with. So like these three here will probably do, I thought there was a guy tag in there. Two ladies. Oh, there he is. There, that little gentleman is. So we'll do those more like fancier. We'll put some like borders, some lace, that sort of thing on them. These, I'm thinking, we're going to whip out a couple of them with just these washi flowers, if you will. I thought that would blend nicely. And since we're doing kind of like red and green type flowers, and look to see what I had in those, that would probably be good for a smaller one. We already used that one. Yep, kind of like that. So like I said, these are just like filler tags, right? Like I'd like them to have something on them, but not necessarily like the whole, they don't need to be overly decorated, if you will. Yep, and I like that, and you can see the design through, like that. Okay. Where's my stack? Okay, that one's gonna be a little difficult, so let's do these two. See, I'm not really, these ones here, these three are gonna be a little more challenging, I think, for me. I'll set those out because I'll have to really think about what we could put on there, because I think these will end up getting lost in there. If that makes any sense. I wanted that bottom one out of there too. I mean, we could try one. I was thinking maybe making one like a mushroom, but well, let's address these first. That one. Oh, kind of like that. All right. So we're really trying hard not to overthink on these things, right? Yep. Okay. Not terrible, but I'm wondering if we have something else. Maybe like this one. But I do like the boldness of that one. I like the reds in it. Oops. Definitely no. It's this one. I think that's pretty much one of the only bold ones in there. So boldly red, I guess. And through this whole theme of this kit too, that, you know, it's bold greens, bold reds. Yeah. Just a splash of color right there. And the flowers almost kind of seem to match a little bit. And we're going to make quick work of this. That was a very awkward way of taking a washi sticker off. Okay. And then we'll finish up with one more. And I was actually thinking that's where that one would go. And I think I like that. Or do we like this one better? Nope. Well. I think I ultimately like this one better. Come off the plastic there. Yeah, I like those a whole lot. They're simple yet pretty, you know. Okay, so I was just gonna see if one of these, like, what would happen if we put some of, like, mushrooms or something on them. I actually think I might like that one on there. Now, I'm not for sure. Will I end up using this in the journal? Who knows? Because I'm assuming they have toadstools in Ireland, because that's literally like fairy rings and stuff are toadstools, right? I kind of like the way that happened. I do. All right. All right, so we actually got quite a bit accomplished today in this little video here. So there's 6 bigger tags. And then, oh, one that fell on the floor. Where's my little guys? There they are. Didn't seem like we did a lot in those 25, 30 minutes, but we did. Here's the one that fell on the floor. So yeah, we are like on our way to getting this journal complete. I'm so excited to see how it all kind of comes together and how our pockets fill up. Oh, I'm excited. Okay, guys, I will just see you in the next video. Bye.